Hello, beautiful souls. Wow, lots of really intense energies going on right now. I know that some of you have been feeling this. Many of you, especially those of you who connect here as the Divine Feminine, also resonated with a mini reading that I posted a few days ago. A message for a Divine Feminine who was feeling a bit of self-doubt or uncertainty. So I'm sure that that mini reading will play into the reading today because those intense energies are continuing. Specifically because we're getting this kind of astrological double whammy right now as twins, because we have both the full moon in Virgo that happened just a few days ago on the 18th, and we tend to feel the effects from these full moons about 3 days plus or minus the actual dates of the full moon lunation. But then on top of that, of course, we have the spring equinox, which was yesterday on the 20th. But of course, we're still strongly feeling those equinox energies today as well. So as we're getting started here, feel free to leave a comment for our beautiful community here and let me know how you've been feeling lately, if you've been feeling any kind of energetic shift recently, especially in the last few days. Particularly between the 18th and today as of watching this video, if you are watching this reading on the dates of when it is being posted. Now, with that being said, these readings technically are timeless, so even though I am channeling this specifically for March 21st, 2022, know that there aren't coincidences in this universe. There are no accidents. And if you found this reading, I do believe there is some kind of message contained within it for you. So I hope that I'm able to deliver that message to you today. I hope that you are able to receive it. And as always, be sure to only take from this reading what resonates with you personally, because I do channel many different twin flame connections and twins in different situations and circumstances in the physical world. So although as twin flames, we collectively are tapped into these sort of collective energetic trends or shifts that I channel through these readings. At the same time, the way that this energy manifests within ourselves, our personal life, and our relationship with our twin in the physical, if they are physically incarnated, of course, because some twin flames may not be incarnated together at this time, but these variances in circumstances in 3D between us and our twin will actually be determining factors in how we individually process and consciously experience these collective energies. Also, be sure to like this video if you haven't yet, and also subscribe to this channel or double check that you already are subscribed, because when you are subscribed to this channel, you are tuning yourself in energetically to our community here, and that allows me to more easily pick up on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Also, I do channel these twin flame energy updates every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check back on those times and days for future twin flame updates. Okay, so as I've been speaking here, I've been pulling a few cards, and right away we have the second chakra, the sacral chakra, in kind of the midway position. I heard hesitancy. I feel that someone could be some kind of hesitancy, could be feeling some kind of hesitancy in regards to their life or to this connection. And I am going to read into that, but I also did hear anxiety from this card. So I heard anxious to open up, anxious to be vulnerable. And I got a very strong masculine energy from that as well. But I am going to channel a little bit from the guidebook here just to get us started. So when this card is upright, it means that this is a time when the energy of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. Unexplored avenues of self-expression and new projects may have a more creative approach at this time. Nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. So from the feminine side, as I was reading, I picked up right away there is a divine feminine or many divine feminines who are highly creatively focused at this time or focused on some kind of personal life endeavor. Many of you also connected with my previous Divine Feminine mini reading because we have been collectively as Divine Feminines really shifting this focus towards ourselves, towards our goals and dreams. And there's something here specifically about nurturing yourself, and I picked this up just prior to this reading also. Especially for you, Divine Feminine, I'm getting this message of guidance for some of you to really care for the way in which you are feeding and nourishing your body right now, because I am hearing that for some of you, you may be feeling this call to a different way of eating or a different way of movement, whether that's getting outside more, doing some different form of, there's something about you being inspired to switching up something in your routine, whether it's the things that you're putting in your body, such as what you're eating, or whether it's the way you are moving your body, even your morning rituals. You might be feeling guided. I'm hearing for some this could be waking up earlier or allowing yourself to sleep more. So this will be really unique to you, but I'm simply hearing this message of guidance to really pay attention to how your intuition could be leading you to make changes, especially in regards to nourishing your physical body or in connection with your daily routines. But I know that's not love and relationship specific per se. But of course, it's natural for that to come up in a twin flame reading because twin flame connection, this journey, which is really a journey of reconnection with ourselves, encompasses quite literally every area of our life. Woman holding a heart in the reverse position. There's some letting go energy in connection with love here. What is this letting go energy? I'm trying to read into where this is coming from here. Okay, so 7th chakra in the reverse position, the crown chakra, and woman holding a coin in the upright position. So I'm picking up right away that there could be a divine feminine, and this will only resonate with a group of people. This won't be for everyone. But there's a divine feminine here who's having this feeling of just wanting to let go of it all, this whole twin flame thing, her divine masculine, just to let it all go because it's become, I'm hearing, like very heavy for her. And specifically for this particular divine feminine, there's something going on with a karmic situation that she's having difficulty seeing a way out of because this is a situation she's seeing her masculine being stuck in at times. Again, these messages specifically won't be for everyone listening, but for whoever this is, there's a masculine, your divine masculine is dealing with some form of karmic situation, whether it's a third party, whether it's some kind of karmic pattern or cycle, or just an overfixation on the physical, the material, whatever it is. These could also be flashbacks of past situations that did cause you feelings of anxiety or disconnect from your divine masculine. But whatever this is, it's like there's something that's kind of weighing you down at times or kind of trying to pull you back into that cycle of fear and anxiety. And again, I do get some kind of karmic energy about this, whether that is a karmic in the form of a past or present third party situation for the masculine, or whether it's some kind of ego dominance within them or past situations that were really triggering for you. There's something strongly about flashbacks here. So I feel that particularly with this equinox, there could be a divine feminine at times feeling, I'm seeing a divine feminine feeling almost just knocked over by the weight of this sudden heaviness or sudden anxiety that seems to hit her out of nowhere at times, which is odd for her. And I'm feeling because overall, I do see her really growing, really shifting in a positive direction. But there are just these lingering kind of snags that still trigger her from time to time. That's what I'm picking up from many in the Divine Feminine Collective. This could be also where that word hesitancy was coming from. The hesitation this Divine Feminine could be feeling is that energy of, I don't really see a way forward. I don't really see how this is going to work itself out, which again, this is a reiteration of the messages that came through for the Divine Feminine a few days ago as well. Door to value in the upright position and community reversed. So these are so funny. It's so funny because these two cards came out in the reading I did previously as well. And I was saying that there could be a Divine Feminine feeling intensely alone. But what's really going on here through all of this is she is deeply reconnecting with her own inner worth and inner value with this door to value card in the upright position. And this is really causing an increase in her confidence or sense of innate self-worth, which is really the goal of the journey. The goal of the journey is self-reconnection. For the Divine Feminine especially, very often themes around the twin flame journey are really truly tapping into and realizing your full power and potential. Yeah, envy in the reverse position. No longer looking or seeking externally for that sense of fulfillment or validation, but realizing you had it within yourself all along. And I'm reiterating that message from a few days ago because I feel that for whatever Divine Feminine is at times struggling with these kind of snags of fear or anxiety, especially if it has to do with some kind of karmic situation with your masculine or something along those lines, or just anxious feelings coming up to pull you back into old habit cycles of anxiety or fear, whatever the case may be for you, you are really being guided to remember the overarching theme for you within this journey, that it's not about the person and it's not about the relationship, although those things are available to you as potentials if that is what you desire to attract or manifest. But the truth of the journey, the true theme of this journey is entirely centered around you, Divine Feminine, reconnecting with yourself. And of course, for the masculine, it's the same. The entire theme of the masculine's journey is his own self-reconnection. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards here and speak to the Divine Masculine here because I kind of felt the Divine Masculine coming forward a little bit around that sacral chakra midway energy there. And I also feel this masculine I'm picking up on could be feeling hesitant about something that did come out earlier in the reading as well. So what is going on with this Divine Masculine? What is this Divine Masculine feeling hesitancy about? Anxiety in the reverse position. And I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card. Anxiety reversed is a good omen of more relaxed and peaceful times to come. Maintain a trusting attitude and let the difficulties and fear thoughts fade away into the distance. Strangely, I actually feel this message coming from the higher self of the divine masculine directly toward the divine feminine, who is dealing with those feelings of fear, those old habits of anxiety that come up from time to time. And quite literally, I hear this masculine's higher self saying, divine feminine, I am urging you to trust fully, to trust yourself, to trust the journey. And in some more literal cases, I hear this masculine saying to trust me. It's like there's a masculine here who is really longing to regain the trust of the divine feminine in the physical. So that might really connect for some of you. There's this feeling of wanting to start over, wanting to wipe the slate clean. That came out in a previous reading as well, wanting to let go of these patterns of fear and mistrust and unworthiness between himself and actually, when I said unworthiness, I meant untrustworthiness. But it's interesting that word unworthiness came out here, because it's really the unworthiness that leads the divine masculine at times to put on this kind of illusory, what we might say as deceitful energy, kind of trying to be something he's not, or trying to present himself differently than he is, or even not being fully open and honest. That really comes from a space of not feeling worthy of the love that is shown to him through twin flame connection, running from that love through his own deceit, whether that's self-deceit, a kind of denial, or deceit turned outward. But regardless, it comes from that space of not really feeling fully worthy here. And just as the divine feminine is healing her own sense of self-worth, cultivating an inner sense of value that isn't reliant on any external form of validation, including from her external twin flame masculine, equally, because of course twin flames are mirrors, this masculine is healing his sense of self as well. But specifically for the masculine, I feel that he may have been presenting himself as a very confident person in the past. He may have acted as though he had it all figured out. He felt very sure of himself, but in reality, he didn't have a true authentic sense of self-worth. It was kind of this false projection of confidence, because in the past he wasn't really living in alignment with his heart, with his soul. Happy family in the reverse position. I heard a masculine say, I'm longing for the future we spoke of together. I'm picking up on two twin flames who had conversations of dreams or visions for a future together. This even could have been some kind of a reunion state. I'm hearing that for some, this involved a specific kind of house or a place they wanted to live together, or potentially even traveling together. I'm picking up on those two things for different people here. But regardless, there's this feeling from the masculine of longing for something that now feels at times a bit out of their reach. And I feel that this longing has been intensified with the spring equinox coming in as well. Blossoming abundance in the reverse position. I'm afraid of losing you. That's what I get from this card. What else does this divine masculine want to say? What's going on with this masculine? Wow, 3 cards came out from the Twin Flames and Separation deck. My heart keeps coming back to you, even though I know you've lost faith in me. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. So I feel that a divine feminine could have tried to communicate in the past with this masculine and tell him what she was feeling, or what was going on within her, how she was even potentially feeling triggered by these anxieties or fears that came out earlier. And I feel this masculine, there's something here about avoiding conflict or not being able to face conflict head on without either without engaging with some kind of deep-seated nervous system response, like a fight, flight, or freeze kind of response. I feel that something about conflict, and this won't apply to everyone, but for some masculines, something about conflict could actually trigger some kind of inner child wounding or early life experiences, even potentially if it wasn't an inner child wound specifically. This could be something that happened in early relationships for them as well, but there's something here about either being non-confrontational or not being able to handle confrontation or criticism very well from some of these masculines. But this actually comes from a deeper seated kind of subconscious pattern of feeling as though they are not safe or not loved within a disagreement. So feeling as though if I'm in a disagreement with someone, that means that this person is disconnecting from me emotionally and does not care about me. This won't apply for everyone, but I am getting that from some masculines, and I do feel a bit of an inner child wound there. Some of them could have had a narcissistic parents or a narcissistic spouse early in life, in their early marriages or relationships. Angel of Love in the upright position, the unconditional love card, and the Twin Flames in Separation deck, a third card actually came out from this as well. And this card says, I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. This is really signifying, between this and the Angel of Love card, the unconditional love card, this is really signifying this masculine really tapping into his own inner divine feminine, just as we talk about the physical divine feminine healing her inner masculine by structuring her dreams and goals and caring for herself, nurturing herself, validating herself. Equally, the masculine, the physical twin flame divine masculine, is healing his inner divine feminine. And this is creating a really powerful self-reconnection, a reconnection with his emotions and with his more spiritual side that is really leading him into a deeper cognizance of this twin flame connection in more of a conscious way. And I can see that through that card. It's like, I've always known who you are, divine feminine. I have always recognized you, although in the past I may have denied it with my words because I was afraid of the intensity of this love. And with the unconditional love card that came out as well, it's like when this masculine in the past or up through the present for some of you has been in a state of not being able to fully love and accept himself, he naturally pushed away a love that so completely saw him and supported him and knew who he was. Because again, he in the past was so disconnected from his inner divine feminine, from his more emotional, sensitive, spiritual side, that he wasn't really fully loving, embracing, and accepting himself. So he naturally rejected the love coming from his mere soul. That pure, all-encompassing, unconditional love was terrifying to a person who hadn't yet fully allowed himself to even be seen and accepted by himself, let alone another person. So Angel of Balance in the reverse position and the attachment card came out here in the upright. So someone might be feeling a bit emotionally out of sorts. I've been channeling this a bit in previous smaller readings as well, but you could be feeling a lot of emotional ups and downs right now, just feeling a bit emotionally unbalanced. There's something specifically in regards to the balance of emotions here and feeling either overly emotional or even numb. For some, this could be like a feeling of numbness or confusion, disconnect. Yeah, and then with the attachment card sitting on the throat chakra, I see someone here potentially attached to communication. So you may have reached out to your person and you may find yourself kind of really attached to what they're going to say or if they're going to respond, if they haven't responded yet. That won't apply to everyone. That could just be some of you listening. For others of you, this attachment to communication could be signifying kind of at times feeling a little bit attached to the external of the journey at times. And I feel that this is triggered by this kind of energetic intensity we've been feeling, especially lately. I feel that sometimes for this person, who I really feel could be a divine feminine here, when you pick up on this energetic intensity, it's almost like your conscious mind kind of doesn't know what to do with those confusing feelings and emotions. And so at times you may begin to project that fear outward and begin to worry about your external twin flame journey or your masculine. This could even be the external circumstances of your life as well, feeling more worried than usual about work-related things, about other connections in your life, about material things that don't usually bother you, but just kind of feeling a little bit of over-attachment to these things at this time. Know that, again, that's completely normal. It's really just your conscious, logical, ego kind of based mind trying to make sense of what you are shifting energetically beneath the surface, because there are a lot of really powerful energetic shifts taking place at this time. So I'm feeling guided to tell you also, if this is you and you're feeling kind of in this space, then it could be really helpful for you, going back to an earlier message of guidance, to really focus on nourishing your physical body, finding a way to ground yourself. This could be a great way to kind of clear your head, sort of like a moving meditation to get you out of your own kind of thinking, spiraling mind. You might find it useful to do things like get out in nature, go for a walk, cook something nice for yourself, take care of your physical body. That could be a great way to ground yourself during all of this energetic intensity that we're feeling. I'm also going to be channeling in the extended version of this reading more detailed messages on what shifts the equinox is bringing in for us as twins right now. So we talked about what you could be feeling on the external, but in the extended, I really want to dive into what is actually going on. What are these intense energies actually shifting beneath the surface for you and for your twin? So that will be in the extended reading, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Indecision reversed and man holding a heart in the upright position. I'm really feeling this from a masculine. I'm hearing this strong message of, I'm making a commitment and opening my heart, or quite literally for some masculines, the commitment here could be to open their heart. So I'm going to reshuffle some of the cards here. I also feel this continuing to happen through the crown chakra predominantly for this masculine, which makes sense because that is the chakra center through which the masculine has had a lot of recent shifts and activations. We spoke on that in the last energy update as well. Wow, guys. Okay, Magician and the Mirror in the reverse position. This is one of the two top twin flame cards in this entire deck, and I find it really interesting. I'm feeling that this card sits on the throat chakra center, and I feel this is the higher self coming in here to say, especially for that divine feminine who could be a little bit fixated on the external circumstances, or even specifically on communication with her twin in the physical right now. Like, is he going to text me back? Or what is he going to say? Or what does he mean when he says this? Or replaying old conversations, whatever the case may be. I'm feeling spirit here come in to say, if you feel as though things aren't moving in the external, in the way that your ego or your logical kind of conscious mind wants them to move or to be changing right now, this is actually a sign that the energy beneath the surface is in the process of coming into balance, of coming into harmony, and things will continue to balance out, and you will see that evidence, that so-called manifestation of what it is that you're seeking, but ironically, only if you truly allow the journey, with the journey card coming out here upright, allow the journey to be one internally and less of one externally, meaning allow yourself to really continue the process of inner change and inner transformation that is bringing you and your life personally into greater balance and harmony. But what this requires is a level of trust and knowing, a deep conscious knowing that your twin flame will always reflect what is going on within you. And therefore, when you come into balance and harmony in your own life, within your own self, even if you have been separated for months or years or decades, whatever the case may be, no time, space, or distance is great enough to keep twin flames apart who have balanced themselves within, because that inner balance quite literally just pulls you together, magnetizes you together energetically, and the physical always follows the energy. So remember just how powerful those personal inner shifts and changes are for bringing balance into your twin flame connection over the course of time. I feel someone just needed to be reminded of that, knowing that this journey truly is not external, it is internal, it is within you. And I was just reaching down to get another card that came out here, financial constraints in the reverse position. This card came out in that recent Divine Feminine reading as well. I'm seeing a lot of parallels between that shorter reading and this one. But with this card reversed, I'm seeing this message of you will be taken care of materially. You will be provided for. Everything you need to complete your soul mission on this earth will come to you. It's like I see the universe for you here as kind of this manager of your life, aligning things, putting the right people and places and circumstances together to bring you the support you need in a very material, tangible way. However, it requires you to get out of the way in the sense that you have to allow yourself to shift into deeper levels of surrender and trust of the journey of where you're being guided, continuing to make those steps forward into the dark and to trust that inner guidance wherever it leads you, to release any material concerns. These could be related to timing, when things are going to come together in a particular project, in your work life, in your business endeavors, or with your twin flame. These could be related to specifically monetary or abundance-related concerns. There's something here about fearing that you aren't going to be supported. Someone here at times fearing that they're going to I'm hearing fall apart on their own, or not get the support they need in the physical material world to express what their soul came here to express, to live their soul purpose and mission here on earth, whatever that is for you. But the message I'm really getting here is you will always be supported. Let go and trust with action in the reverse position. I see this speaking to the fact that it's like, whoever this is for, it's not that you're in this state of inaction or stagnancy. It's that you are getting out of the way in the sense that you aren't trying to control your life or your circumstances with your twin or this endeavor or project in your life, whatever is relevant for you right now. You aren't trying to control it from the logical mind, from the ego mind. You are allowing yourself to be led by the heart, by the soul. And there is a huge difference in that action from a state of worry, of fear, of trying to control, and action from a state of true alignment, of action from a place of feeling completely at peace and surrendered within yourself, surrendered to the process, allowing yourself to be internally, intuitively guided to the action steps that feel right in the moment, that seem right to you, without always having the logical knowing of why exactly that might be the right step or movement. I hope that connects with whoever it was meant for. I know that was a bit of an abstract message there for someone. I do feel many divine feminines specifically connecting with that. And for those of you who have walked away or set boundaries, or you are in some period of separation with your twin flame right now, especially now I'm speaking to a divine feminine who may have been the one to disconnect or walk away or pull away her energy a bit to focus on herself. You're being given a small message, but an important message here. With walking away upright and man holding a coin upright, through this walking away, through this refocusing of your powerful energy and attention on yourself, divine feminine, you are continuing to reconnect with your inner masculine. And this is catalyzing and continuing to speed up the awakening of your masculine with man holding a coin upright. It's like, I see that as you, divine feminine, are rising, are prioritizing yourself, are really healing your inner masculine energy and coming into that balance. Keep the faith. Remember to trust that your masculine is doing the same, that they are feeling and reflecting those shifts, regardless of what your ego or logical mind is seeing on the external plane. Wow, very beautiful messages coming through here. In the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling for you, divine feminine, some higher self messages from your guides, your higher self, or whatever divine or spiritual forces you personally connect with. So again, the link to the extended is in the pinned comment and description box. But for now, I am going to channel a love message from a divine masculine. So what does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? And I'm really feeling guided to the Moonology deck right now. So what does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? It's time to release negativity. Once again, I feel pulled back to that card, the anxiety card in the reverse position that came out earlier. And I spoke to a masculine almost wanting to say to the feminine with that card, I need you to trust me, but in the sense like of the higher self sense of we are twin flames, and I am asking you to lean into deeper levels of trust of the journey, not trusting me as this physical being or person. Although yes, that trust will naturally come from this deeper level of inner trust within. But I feel this masculine speaking more to those deeper levels here, to the internal plane, saying, divine feminine, trust yourself. And in building those levels of self-trust, we will cultivate a deeper trusting bond between ourselves as well. So know that if trust has been an issue in the past in your twin flame physical connection with your twin, your manifested interactions or situations, know that you are really being guided to remember that your twin flame is connected to you within. So when you build deeper levels of self-trust, your twin does the same. And it's from this space of each twin fully trusting and reconnecting with themselves that they're able to build this trusting bond, this open bond in the physical with each other as well. I know that won't be for everyone, but that could be for someone specific that needed to hear that message. This is also the full moon in Scorpio card. So someone could have Scorpio energy in their chart here. What kind of negativity is this masculine speaking about here? What kind of negativity does this masculine want to release? Once again, it's that energy from the masculine of wanting to restart, wanting a fresh start. Door to value in the reverse position. Yeah, with goddess of the moon upright, I feel the masculine here speaking to, it's like coming from his higher self here. And he's speaking about the divine feminine in the past with door to value reversed, not really seeing her true value and worth, and how now with goddess of the moon upright, she is really beginning to see that inner worth, to really rise in her power and confidence. And I feel this really strong, admiring energy from the masculine in this kind of message of encouragement from this masculine's higher self to the divine feminine, saying, continue to reconnect with your inner sense of value and rise in your power regardless of the external circumstances between us. Yeah, this is very much like a higher self message. So this masculine may or may not be fully conscious of these specific messages coming through here, depending on his level of awakening and therefore his level of connection with this higher self. Is there anything else the masculine wants to say to the divine feminine? You and I were too young. Wow, so regardless of age here, maybe you and your masculine divine feminine did meet when you were younger. Or in other cases, this doesn't have to do with age. This is speaking to meeting when one or both parties were less mature, even emotionally or spiritually. And I feel this masculine almost saying it was too intense, too early. I know this won't connect with everyone in this literal way, but for whoever this is for, there's this message of, when we met, although it was fate in the sense that we fated our meeting on a soul level, we intended to meet in this way and at this time, it also was incredibly intense, and I was too immature, whether this is a physical, a mental, an emotional, or a spiritual immaturity. I was too immature at the time, too young in one of those respects at the time to really be able to fully recognize and embrace our connection. But now it's like the level of maturity is developing. For many masculines, it's already there for this masculine, and it's really just a matter of really beginning to embody that, really beginning to move forward in that state of emotional and spiritual maturity. But for other masculines, this is what they're coming into. And I hear the higher self of the masculine saying here, I'm sorry that in the past I was unable to fully recognize and accept our connection for what it was because of my lack of maturity, whether it was spiritual immaturity, mental, emotional, whatever the case was, physical, literally just being younger age-wise for this masculine. I see this applying many different ways for different people. And once again, from the Twin Flames in Separation deck, I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. So this actually could be speaking to the fact that this masculine in his past state of immaturity, again, whether this was physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, he did have ego dominance. His ego was more dominant at this point in time. I see that with this other card as well. I let my ego get in our way. I couldn't let go of my pride, but you saw right through me. You know the truth about me. So I see this simply for this masculine. It took some time, or it has taken some time for him to spiritually awaken and mature to the point where he is no longer so triggered by his ego through this twin flame connection. His fears are no longer causing him to shut down in the same way. And the fear here for the masculine really was, it's like that line, you know the truth about me, you saw through me. It's like, I do feel that in the past, this masculine, because of this ego dominance or this lack of maturity, was terrified because of the way that he was so transparent to the divine feminine. But that is what he is healing. That fear is what is healing through this developing emotional or spiritual maturity that this masculine is coming into. the temple path in the upright position. It's interesting how many messages we're getting from the masculine's higher self here, because I hear him saying with this number 12 card, by the way, that might be a significant number for you. I hear him saying, Divine Feminine, in spite of knowing that all of this is occurring within me as I'm sharing this with you on a higher self level, I do want you to know how much I admire you reconnecting with yourself, realizing the worth and value within you that I've always seen within you, even at times when I was living through my fear or through my ego and pushing you away or denying this connection. I always have had this awareness of how powerful and beautiful you are. And it brings me so much deep joy to know that you are connecting with that within yourself. However, don't allow me in my physical form through this kind of messy at times, chaotic at times, healing, awakening process to ever pull you off your course, because as you are rising into your highest version of self with this temple path card, really aligning and continuing to stay on the path that brings you the most joy, happiness, fulfillment, regardless of what that means for our physical connection, that actually, I feel this divine masculine saying that the divine feminine remaining on her own spiritual path in this way allows him to do the same. It's like they are supporting each other in this way, even if they're doing so at a distance, and everything truly is on track. Everything truly is working itself out for each of them, and also for the future of their connection together, whatever that may be, whatever personal intentions you have for that, because that will vary, of course, depending on us as individuals and as twins. Very, very beautiful messages coming from this masculine's higher self, and I really hope that reached whoever needed it. In the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more messages from both the masculine and the feminine to each other, and also more details about what could be going on in the 3D from the masculine and the feminine perspective as twin flames. But for now, I'm going to close this reading with a message from the Rumi Oracle. The right choice, the number 29 card. And I'm going to finish this reading by channeling a message from the guidebook here. Stay close to those who know about the hearts. Choose the shade of a tree that is in constant bloom. And really what I'm hearing from that is choose never-ending expansion. Choose what expands your soul endlessly. Don't meander aimlessly among the herb sellers and the potion vendors. Go directly to the shop that sells nothing but sweets. Go where you find joy. That's really what I'm hearing. Go where you find fulfillment and happiness in the moments. Don't sit waiting by every boiling pot. You have your plate filled. To have your plate filled. Not every boiling pot is cooking what you want. Not every sugar cane is filled with sugar. Not every down has an up. Not every eye has vision. Not every sea contains pearls. Rumi. Within you, I recognize my most trusted friends. We go back a long way to before that moment when time began. We knew each other then, even before time was born. So I say, hello, my old and dear friend. So lovely for us to meet again. And I feel how your heart responds with a wave of love, for it is the love that is you, my most trusted friend. On the path of love, there is not so much right or wrong in the moral sense as much as what is right or wrong for you. The mind cannot help so much here. Only the truth can come from the hearts. Only the hearts can speak such truths. The mind may reject it, recoil, analyze, and find all the reasons why the simple truth, the right choice of the hearts, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. but it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. It means rather that the heart has outsmarted the mind, and the mind will need to bow to the heart, even without understanding its sometimes impenetrable mysteries. Beautiful closing message from the Rumi guidebook. I really hope you received something of value from the reading today. If you did, be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what resonated with you personally. As always, only take what resonates and leave the rest. Your intuition always is truly the compass of your heart and soul, so use that as your guide above all else. The link to the extended version of this reading is in the pinned comment and description box for those of you continuing on with me there. In the extended reading, we will be exploring how the equinox is shifting the connection between you and your twin flame energetically, and how that could show up physically in your connection as well. We will also be channeling more love messages from the masculine and feminine, as well as more details on what you could be experiencing with your twin right now in the physical world as well. So all of that is in the extended reading, which again is linked in the pinned comment and description box. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next reading.